One of the reasons the organic food trend has become so popular is that people just aren't sure what's in their food anymore. Ori Hofmekler is the co-author of the Anti-Estrogenic Diet, How Estrogenic Foods and Chemicals Are Making You Fat and Sick. He says foods packed with synthetic and natural estrogens are one of the causes of sterility in men and premature menopause in women, as well as a host of other problems. He's here to tell us why. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. What exactly are estrogenic foods?
Estrogenic foods are foods that have compounds that mimic the hormone estrogen. Most of them actually are industrial chemicals, or for example estrogen drugs which injected to beef. They appear in the dairy, the pesticides, herbicides, most of petroleum-based compounds. They appear not just in food, in the spray, the odorant that you use, nail polishes, Vaseline, lotions. They penetrate through your skin. Right now, we have a major ecological problem. The human body have never adapted to such an overwhelming amount of chemicals that mimic the hormone estrogen. It increased estrogen level in men and women. As a result, in spite of the billions of dollars of healthcare, ever-growing amount of health food, doctors, drugs, and medication, we're still getting fatter and sicker than ever. And basically, the rate of cancer about men and women are still growing.
So how do these foods make us fatter?
The food, basically, what you do, you eat a food that provide you substance that bind to the receptor of estrogen, which is a fat-promoting hormone.
I see.
And then now you start to gain fat, mostly in the belly area. Men also sometimes get it in the chest. Women actually suffer from PMS and other disorders as a result of this exposure, and it's an epidemic today.
And a lot of women feel like PMS is natural, but it's not natural.
It is not natural at all, and I wrote it in a book, and I show women how to naturally protect themselves from PMS, actually reverse the condition. Also, menopause hit women too early and too fast. Listen, men are also victims. Over 30 million Americans are impotent today. Men's sperm count has dropped by 50% in only a few decades. Men's testosterone had dropped by 20% in only one generation.
But if we don't do that, then we cut off another drug company, you know, other drugs that we can now buy.
That's very correct, because the industry maybe doesn't want you to know the truth. And the truth is that you can protect yourself naturally by good choices of food. There are great food that have shown to protect you from these estrogenic chemicals and for this estrogenic activity, starting from broccoli to cauliflower to onion and garlic, food around the corner. High-fat food. They told you don't eat high-fat food. Avocado, raw nuts, raw seeds.
And nuts are good for you. Avocado is good.
Very good for you. Extremely good for you.
These are what you call anti-estrogenic.
These are anti-estrogenic. Let me just tell you, I call it the anti-estrogenic diet as a challenge, as a call for action. What it means, it's an estrogen balancing diet. Normally, estrogen is a critical hormone, but when in excess, it causes fat gain, disease, disorder, and cancer.
You know, you're talking a little bit about PMS. We're seeing a lot of our young girls begin their cycle, menstrual cycle earlier. Is this perhaps because of too much estrogen in their diet?
There's more and more evidence, you're right, that exposure to estrogenic chemicals, especially in the beef and the milk, when people choose not to eat organic, cause premature puberty, which is associated with early menopause and also with increased chance for cancer.
It was actually your mother who inspired you to write this book, her health.
Yes. In an unfortunate way, my mom died from estrogen-related cancer. So I saw how useless the situation was, how helpless the doctors was at the time. And I decided to write this book years after my first book, The Warrior Diet, in order to really specifically concentrate on this issue alone and show people how to naturally protect themselves from this ever-exposure. Today, statistically, all diet fail. And if you ever fail to lose weight, or the weight is coming back again and again, in spite of the discipline and the diet and the exercise, you probably have a missing link. You are suffering from exposure to chemicals that make you fat and sick, and you don't know. So the book shows you how to, not just to avoid it, it's virtually impossible to avoid, how to protect yourself nutritionally from this exposure and reverse the condition, getting leaner and definitely healthier.
Creating a balance.
creating a balance. It's all about balancing the hormones.
Okay, very
The
good.
anti-estrogenic diet is actually a hormonal balancing diet.
All right, Ori, thank you so much
My
for joining
pleasure.
us this morning.
Okay.
Again, the name of Ori Hofmekler's book is The Anti-Estrogenic Diet, How Estrogenic Foods and Chemicals Are Making You Fat and Sick. It's available at major bookstores and online.
In Amazon.
And Amazon.com.
Amazon and our website, anti-estrogenicdiet.com.
Anti-Estrogenicdiet.com. Now, up next, getting you geared up for fall fitness. We'll be right back.